The town of Briar Hollow liked to believe it was immune to tragedy. With its neat houses, familiar faces, and a single clinic at the edge of Main Street, life followed a rhythm everyone understood. At the center of it all was Dr. Evelyn Carter. For 15 years, Evelyn had been the town's constant. She delivered babies in the middle of the night, stitched up injuries from farm accidents, and sat quietly with the dying when families ran out of strength. She lived alone, kept her head down, and never spoke about her past. People trusted her because she listened, because she stayed. That trust shattered on an October morning when her clinic lights stayed off. By noon, patients were calling her phone. By evening, the sheriff was standing in her kitchen, staring at her untouched purse on the counter. Her car was still in the driveway. Her bed had been slept in. Evelyn Carter had vanished without explanation. At first, investigators searched outward. Briar Hollow bordered a highway, and strangers passed through often enough to make a random attack plausible. Volunteers scoured the woods. State police set up roadblocks. The church filled with candles and prayers. People clung to the belief that the danger had come from somewhere else. But the longer Evelyn remained missing, the more uncomfortable questions surfaced. In her home office, detectives found a prepaid cell phone hidden inside a locked drawer. The messages on it were tense and urgent, filled with regret and fear. There was no romance, no clear threat, only the sense of someone trapped in a situation spiraling beyond control. Financial records revealed steady monthly payments to an account no one in town recognized. Her medical files, usually meticulous, showed a single patient whose records were strangely incomplete, with visits logged after hours and no detailed notes. The image of Briar Hollow's selfless doctor began to crack. Rumors moved faster than facts. An affair, blackmail, abuse of power. The town that once defended Evelyn now whispered about her. When her younger brother, Daniel Carter, arrived from out of state, he seemed like a footnote to the story. Quiet, cooperative, grieving. He told investigators Evelyn had helped him through addiction years earlier, paying for rehab and checking on him long after he'd left town. Then detectives traced the private account. It belonged to Daniel. Confronted with the evidence, he finally spoke. Years earlier, Daniel had been responsible for a hit-and-run that killed a local teenager. Evelyn had been the doctor on duty the night the victim was rushed into the emergency room. She recognized the injuries. She knew what had happened, and she chose to protect her brother. She altered records, shifted timelines, buried the truth. The money she sent him each month wasn't hush money. It was guilt, a reminder of the life she saved at the cost of another. For years, Evelyn lived with the secret, until she couldn't. The night before she disappeared, she called Daniel and told him she was going to confess. She said she couldn't keep carrying the lie. Someone deserved justice, even if it destroyed her reputation and her freedom. They met outside town, near an abandoned orchard, to talk. The argument was brief and desperate. Daniel begged her to stop. Evelyn refused. She had already made her decision. In panic, Daniel picked up a tire iron from his truck and struck her once. He didn't plan it. He didn't think. One moment of fear ended everything. Evelyn's body was found days later, buried in a shallow grave at the edge of the orchard. Daniel was arrested without resistance. At trial, he cried openly, telling the court he never meant to kill her, only to stop her from speaking. Briar Hollow watched as the man she had protected destroyed her in return. Evelyn Carter was laid to rest on a hill overlooking her clinic. The town placed a plaque in her memory, honoring her years of service. But grief was tangled with something darker now. Confusion, anger, regret. She had saved countless lives and stolen justice from one. She had been kind, flawed, brave, and afraid. Her final act had been an attempt at redemption that came too late. Some mornings, the sheriff still glanced toward the clinic, half expecting to see the lights on before dawn. And sometimes he wondered whether the town missed Evelyn Carter for who she truly was, or for the comfort of believing that good people never make unforgivable choices. They do. And Briar Hollow would never forget it.